Hey, what's good today? What if I told you calories aren't real? That's what we're gonna dig in today. That's what we're gonna talk about today. You're watching Meats by Dre. I'm Dre. Please like, please comment, please share. Hopefully you find this one interesting. I did. So calories come from a flawed principle to begin with. Where calories make sense are in things like fuel and explosives. And often using the same word for different things, especially when it comes to our anatomy, can become confusing as to how our body uses the things that we put inside it. So, an airplane needs energy, right? A bomb needs energy, right? We need energy. So if we need energy, we must use what we put in our body the same way a jet uses fuel. The same way a bomb uses gunpowder. That indeed is not true. So you can't use the same principle to measure energy the same way. We indeed are not a furnace. We don't just incinerate what we put inside our bodies. Our bodies are much more like a laboratory, and depending on what you put into it, it creates different reactions. So a calorie is measured by a device called a bomb calorimeter. Not bong calorimeter. Bomb, like boom, not, but happy 420, guys. It's also, I hear a lot of people say calorimeter, and maybe it's just easier or they're talking fast, but it's calorimeter, so like calorie meter. A bomb calorimeter is a device wherein you put in food and incinerate it. And the amount of heat that off puts is measured by a device that would measure how much 1 kilogram of water is elevated in temperature by degrees Celsius. So when that water goes up by 1 degree, created by burning the food product, that creates that equals 1 calorie. So in order to do this, though, first they have to take all the food and homogenize it. So they blend, puree, process it to make it all one like substrate. Then they dehydrate it for like 3 days so that it can actually catch on fire. Nothing like what our bodies do. But so they get that, they do that to figure out what a calorie is in food. To begin with, or on top of it having a flawed foundation, the next thing is that it's commonly accepted that doing this process creates 20% error. So something that's 100 calories could actually be 80, or it could actually be 120. So if you're trying to count your calories and you have that much variance, good luck figuring that out. Sorry, I got super stuck. So the next thing is that the man who developed this, his name is Atwater, and he decided to apply this principle of energy to food to measure it. And then I don't know what the deal is about doctors back in the day. They liked to play with poop a lot. And I've got an upcoming video on the man who brought you cereal. So if you want to see that, subscribe and become one of my meat peeps. And yeah, there's going to be a lot on that one. But Atwater decided that just measuring the calories that go into a person using the bomb calorimeter was not enough. He also had to account for their waste products. So he would take the food he was going to serve them, do the calorie count, and then he would collect their urine and collect their feces and put that in the bomb calorimeter too to figure out how many calories that was and subtract it. And it was through these very small, not big enough to create statistical meaningful values experiments that he ran, that he came up with the idea that a carbohydrate is 4 grams, that a gram of carbohydrates is 4 calories, that 1 gram of protein is 4 calories, and then 1 gram of fat is 9 calories. And he also had to simplify that in order to make it easy to calculate. So that creates more standard of error as well. But to circle back, your body doesn't just need calories. Your body does not recognize calories. Your body recognizes nutrition. Have you ever realized, have you ever noticed how you can just house a bag of Doritos and it doesn't seem significant at all? Like a normal, like a true bag of Doritos, I think is like 1,000 calories. That should be at least half of your daily intake. But it doesn't really feel like you wouldn't finish a bag of Doritos and then be like, oh man, I'm full. Because there's no nutritional value. There's also weird chemical stuff in there that creates a response in your body that causes you to still feel hunger instead of having points of satiety that you would get from whole food. Eating 1,000 calories of Doritos is not going to give you the same satiety as eating 1,000 calories of steak, because when you're eating steak, you're getting the protein and the fat that your body recognizes as nutrition and recognizes that it can use to build your cells and build your muscles and everything like that. And you know, this is just my own experience, but I've been eating about 2,500 calories a day since I started my carnivore journey, and I believe, actually I don't remember what day this is right now. I'll have to remind myself. But eating 2,500 calories a day, roughly, I would say if I did an estimate for my basal metabolic rate right now, it'd probably be like 800. So I'm probably eating 700 calorie surplus right now, and have been doing that since I started. And yet I've lost 3% body fat, and I'm building muscle, and I've lost a little bit of weight because of how much body fat I've lost. So I am eating in a 700 calorie surplus, losing fat, building muscle, losing weight. It doesn't, the calorie model does not serve that experience. So that's just me, but I would say put it to the test. It's way better to just eat meat until you're satisfied than to be counting your calories. And it's just a better experience, and it's more in tune with what your body actually wants. Let your body tell you when you're full, not your calories. But in order to let your body tell you when you're full, you have to equip it with things it recognizes as food. So at the very least, you should go, at the very least, if I were you, I would go unprocessed foods. And even better, I would consider experimenting with a carnivore protocol. I'm still doing what I call the hyper carnivore feeding protocol. 80% beef, 20% all other animal products. So sometimes a little sausage, a little egg, a little sardines. Maybe sometimes a little bit of cheese. Getting great results. Yeah, so let me know if you guys have any questions, comments. I felt slow today, but if you get any insight on this, please share it with somebody else that you might think benefit. And that's it. Remember that grains are garbage.